Do you want to know what is the most difficult thing for my patients or even for doctors to speak about? It doesn't matter if you're primary care, a urologist, gynecologist, but it's really challenging for anybody to talk about a taboo topic, and that is self pleasure. Hi, my name is Dr. Diana Londoño. I'm a board certified holistic urologist, and today I want to talk to you about something that people don't want to talk about openly. And again, that is self pleasure. And for this, we have to go back to the basics, to what normal development really is. And some of the leaders and educators, such as my good friend, who is a pediatrician, Dr. Verena Brown, and is really at the forefront of educating physicians and people alike on what is normal and not normal. And to understand that, we have to understand that self pleasure is actually something innate to all of us. And children exhibit this behavior, and it peaks under normal development at the age of 4. And then it starts to die off and dwindle down until puberty hits. And this is when most teenagers, boys and girls, again, rediscover this and start exploring their body again. And this is also, again, part of normal development, where we explore what feels good in our body, whether we're itching something in our scalp or we are finding parts of our body which should never have any shame or guilt or feeling of being dirty associated with it. Truly, our sexual desires or intimacy is all energy. When we understand that it is energy, and that when we feel as a teenager and going onwards, that tingling, the sensation, that arousal, that is actually blood flow going to those organs. Just as we get excited and we get butterflies in our stomach, that is blood flow and hormones getting secreted, getting excited about something. So we don't shame when we get butterflies in our stomach. We don't shame when we get a knot in our throat because we heard difficult news. So we should not be shaming when our body is reacting to energy. And energy and sexual energy is a very, very powerful energy. Yes, it's been misused just like any tool we have or anything in our life. Just like money can be used to build orphanages or it can be used for sex trafficking. Everything can be used for good or for evil. But sexual energy is actually creative energy. Many artists that are very creative are actually very sensual and sexual people. And if you think about it, the creation of a human being is a lot of energy to do that. We have to create this beautiful being in our lives with sexual energy. And there's actually a beautiful thing that happens when an egg and a sperm join. There's actually a flash of light that has been seen and documented under microscopy. That there's light flash that occurs during conception. That is to show that we are all light anyway. But to go back to the point of self-pleasure, we have to understand this is normal development. That is just energy that is moving through us. And if it gets stuck, and repressed and shamed and made to feel something dirty and guilty about, well, guess what? We're going to see the downstream effects of that stuck energy, of that repressed energy that just had to flow through our bodies, that had to move through our bodies. So whether we do it with self-pleasure, or whether we do it during intimacy with our partner, or whether we find other ways to transmute it, which can be done where the energy, that creative sexual energy, can be going up and down our bodies to move it. There's many ways to do this, but self-pleasure is one of them. We have to understand it's just about moving that energy. And self-pleasure can be solo pleasure or it can be with a partner. But it is so important to be more open about this, to understand that this is normal development, to understand but if we as men or women understand our bodies, look at our bodies, know what is pleasurable for us, know what we like, then when we have a partner, then we can be more fulfilled and we may not be so disappointed, be made to feel inadequate when we cannot reach pleasure or orgasm with a partner because we did not know what we liked or what feels good because we never explored it. So when we know what we want and what we like, whether we're talking about going out to dinner or we're talking about self-pleasure, it only is something that helps us connect more with our partner or again with ourselves. There will be many times when we have no partner, when our partner is traveling, or when with our partner, we want to explore that and we want to feel pleasure. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is not something that's just for men, which is, played in the media that it's just for men, it's for women too. And we have to understand as women, most women, like 2/3 or more of women, are not going to orgasm with penis and vagina penetration. And so, as a urologist, I see the effects of feeling inadequate, of feeling that I can't have pleasure, of feeling that, what about me? Okay. So, when we normalize these conversations, when we talk about the normal development, and again, when pediatricians are leading the way and talking about this, but these children then become adults who now are repressed, are feeling guilty, anxious, dirty for something that is normal. We have to be able to talk about these difficult things because there's nothing sadder to me to have my 75-year-old patient ask me if it's okay to have self pleasure. There's nothing sadder for me to see a woman that I examine and I show her where her vulva, her clitoris, her labia is, so we can address the issues that now we're seeing as she ages in menopause and other transitions. And they're so ashamed to look at their body. They're so embarrassed. They don't know where their body parts are. So this is a call to action for education, for normalizing our anatomy, for normalizing pleasure, and for understanding that there's nothing dirty and unhealthy. I'm yet to see someone grow hair on their hands, get pimples or die or have some horrible thing or like lightning strike them for having self-pleasure. So again, let's go back to basics. Let's get rid of shame, body shame, guilt, feeling dirty. And let's lead with love. Let's get curious and have these difficult conversations so they can become normal. Because not talking about them doesn't make it go away. Not talking about them doesn't make your children not explore self-pleasure. And if you have children like I do, have a 6 and a 9-year-old, guess what they are? They are curious. And they're curious about everything. And when we decide that one part of their body is something we don't talk about or is shameful, we're not doing anything except a disservice. We're setting up a lifetime of shame and of feeling that something is wrong with them. So if you want, to continue these conversations, let me know. Let's continue conversations with love, with dignity, and with compassion. And I hope this can help you. Just let go of all the things you were told that likely were wrong, that likely were based on fear. And let's continue to walk this path with love. Thank you so much and follow me for more.